Shalom, family. Good to see you all. Hope you're doing well. Just a reminder the sale, 45% off, has begun officially today, and it will go on until the 7th. And here are my newest products that I have listed. So it's the Chebe hair growth oil. You can get that in an 8 and 4 ounce bottle. The Chebe botanical shampoo, the Chebe hair growth pomade. So those four new items have been listed for the first time yesterday. And so you have until Tuesday to get everything for 45% off. So, and it's 45 on Etsy, Shopify, and TikTok Shop. You can find the links in my community tab on YouTube. All right, so we're going to talk about Donald Trump, because all the entertainment walked on Donald Trump. So he has decided to do the longest speech known to mankind on the 4th of July, 250 years of America. And, the story has changed since, but I'm going to do the live anyway because this was originally what they were going to do. So we'll get into why things have changed, but let's just put it this way. They had a state fair for the 250-year anniversary down there in DC. And the turnout has been horrible, horrible. And some people posted videos even today. And I'm telling you, it is hardly nobody out there. So that's why things have changed. But let's get into this. Now, Donald Trump originally said he was going to prove to everybody he could do a long speech in intense heat because it's going to be well over 100 degrees in Washington, D.C., and the heat index, I believe, is at 110. So this is for tomorrow. And Donald Trump said he was going to prove to everybody that he could withstand the heat and do his long speech out there. But it suddenly changed, and he can't do that, y'all. He can't. I don't know if any of you saw it, but I posted a video, a short video, on three presidents have died on the 4th of July. Three presidents. And two died on the same day, same year, same day. Thomas Jefferson and John Adams. Both signed the Declaration of Independence, and they both died on the same day, hours apart, on the 4th of July. Now, see, when they signed that Declaration of Independence and did their little speeches and everything, they were cursed. Okay? They were cursed. So the next president that died on the 4th of July was James Madison. So as you can see, they were allegedly founding fathers. And it just goes to show you when they signed that Declaration of Independence, the Most High took people out that actually participated in it. And Thomas Jefferson was one of those people that admitted what they were doing to the slaves was wrong, but he was not willing to do anything about it. So shortly after, he got taken out. So I did put that up so you can see that video. It's really not that long, y'all. I believe it's under 2 minutes. So you can see that, of course, at your own leisure. So let's get into it. Share my screen. Please give me a one if you can see my screen. Mm-hmm. No, that just proves right there. Three of them passed on. Two passed on the same day, same year. One was a different year. James Madison, he ended up losing his life on July 4th, 1831. Thank you, y'all. Thank you for the ones. So no, it's not a coincidence. Mm-mm. That was intended to happen, and it just goes to show you the curses were on them even then. All right.
And this week, we look back on 250 years of glorious freedom, and we took so much time and so much effort. And by the way, on July 4th, it's going to be approximately 107 degrees out. And I'm going to go and I'm going to make a really long speech just to show that I can do anything. It's going to be 107.
As we were coming in, we noticed that the barges carrying all the fireworks are being floated into position, and dump trucks are being turned to block traffic on the roads to the National Mall where the firework viewing area is, as President Trump teases remarks that he says will be meant as an endurance test.
This week, we look back on 250 years of glorious freedom, and we took so much time and so much effort. And by the way, on July 4th, it's going to be approximately 107 degrees out. And I'm going to go and I'm going to make a really long speech just to show that I can do anything.
He'd like to end the Iran war once and for all. But according to the Wall Street Journal, the Iranians have now rejected a trade where the U.S. would unfreeze billions of dollars of frozen Iranian money if the Iranians just stop threatening to charge tolls in the Strait of Hormuz and stop claiming they own the Strait of Hormuz, which is an international body of water. The strait is the reason, of course, that gas prices remain high, but they are coming down. Look right now. The current average, $3.82 a gallon. Last week, it was higher at $3.90, and last month, much higher at $4.26. And as Griff Jenkins was just talking about, the president's big event today is going to be taking the new Air Force One out to South Dakota for remarks and fireworks at Mount Rushmore. There is a bill kicking around in the House of Representatives, introduced by some of the president's pals over there, to put his face on Mount Rushmore. But in looking this up this morning, a quick Google showed me that there are both political and geological concerns with that.
Extreme heat warnings are now up for Washington, D.C., leading up to the 4th of July, the day that Donald Trump is promising to give a really long speech in that extreme heat, that record-breaking heat, in an effort to show that he can do it. There are growing concerns that this speech, which could run longer than an hour, will be given in such hot conditions that those watching could face health issues. Not just those watching, but the man delivering the speech could also potentially face health issues, heat stroke, and more if he's giving a lengthy speech in 100+ degree weather. But now,
Oh, that's terrible.
You seem kind of psyched.
Oh, I'm bugged.
Yes, King, go on with your bad self. Give that long July 4th speech. It's going to be 107 degrees. Says who? For anyone saying it's going to be 107 degrees, just fire them like you fired all the other weather forecasters. Senior citizens are highly vulnerable to extreme heat because of aging bodies. Says who? Says who? Science be damned. It's like the pool. Just ignore all science, okay? Just get out there and give your long July 4th speech. Stay out there as long as possible, please. Dehydration risks in high heat. Keep speaking, push through it. Just push through it, okay? Push through it. To mitigate, it's critical to stay hydrated. Spend time in air condition. No, get out there in 107 degree heat and give the longest speech of your life.
So Rick Zaras has announced that he's going to do the longest speech on July 4th. That is tomorrow in 107-degree weather. You know what? I am all for it. I am so for it. Okay. Let this be the longest, last speech this man ever makes in his life. Because honestly, what has he done for us? I'm sorry, what has he done for MAGA? Because he promised MAGA. He didn't promise us. MAGA hasn't gotten lower grocery prices. MAGA, you haven't gotten any jobs either. You got a war. And MAGA in, those rural areas, baby, y'all gotten AI data centers everywhere. Y'all have also gotten some of y'all hospitals shut down due to Medicaid being cut. And Mike Johnson announced that, baby, he plans on cutting Social Security, Medicaid, and Medicare in January. Also, still haven't gotten answers on the Epstein files. They holding them bitches back in the goddamn court, saying they don't want to release it because they don't want to release victims' names, which they already did earlier on in the investigation. Y'all got a fair. Y'all got a 250 affair. Don't even look like a fair. Y'all got a hibachi stand in a Ferris wheel. So let this speech be long. Let it be hot. And let it be his last.
All right, y'all, let's do this. We need to pray to all of the sun gods in all of existence that this man has a cloudless, sunny, hot day to give his speech on. We want him out there directly in the sunlight, and we want there to be no clouds to disrupt his big day. We just want him and the sun. That's all we want. So go pray to your sun gods, go cast your spells to make sure that that day that he gives a speech is nice and sunny and he is directly under the sun. We want those beams right in his eyes. It's what he deserves.
Security is particularly heightened this year because President Trump will speak during the festivities tomorrow. One big concern, we've been talking about it all morning, is the heat, but officials saying they're not tracking any specific or credible threats this weekend so far. A city barricaded ahead of a fireworks display expected to draw hundreds of thousands and the president. And so, Special Agent in Charge, this is the president's box. Correct. This year, Washington's July 4th celebration gets a security label it's never had before: National Special Security Event. A rare status usually reserved for inaugurations and Super Bowls that puts the U.S. Secret Service in charge.
I will tell you that you've had hundreds, if not thousands, of law enforcement professionals planning this event for several months.
Nearly 5,000 National Guard troops stationed around miles of metal.
There is so much fencing out here. Fences there, bike racks there. Talk to me about what happens if you need to evacuate the National Mall.
I've got agents and officers strategically positioned along this fencing. And if there is an event that requires a rapid evacuation, they're going to break these fences and we're going to get people out safely.
Engaging!
Along the waterways, a crush of boats and vessels monitored by tightly choreographed U.S. Coast Guard patrols.
Just how big is this?
This is going to be the biggest firework event in history. So this is going to be quite a big footprint.
The U.S. Marshals have sworn in hundreds of officers from 44 local law enforcement agencies nationwide to help protect the Capitol.
When I say that we are ready, I am staking my reputation on it. Our nation is ready to celebrate the birth of freedom in this country.
Now, everyone attending tomorrow night's event will have to go through airport-like screening. You can bring one clear bag with you, but no coolers and no chairs.
Okay, so you heard what they said. They expect you to be out there in 100 degrees, listening to Donald Trump. No coolers, no chairs. So you got to stand in hot heat and not have access to any ice. Yeah, I can see why the crowds didn't come. So since this post, things have changed, y'all. Donald Trump is now going to South Dakota, where it's not over 100 degrees. And he's going to now give his speech at Mount Rushmore. Sound like somebody was just talking shit. Don't that sound like another taco, y'all? That sounds like another taco, don't it? So he was talking all tough. He can stand 100 degrees. He can stand and do a long speech. It went from that to he's already flown to South Dakota, Mount Rushmore. He's already there. And that's where he'll be doing his speech from, South Dakota. So much for the tough old man that's going to weather the hot, blistering heat. So much for that, right? Once a taco, always a taco. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, yeah, definitely fleeing. That's right, Mrs. Soulful. Yeah, Mr. Soulful. Mr. Soulful. Yes, he's already there. He's been there since July 1st. And yeah, so that's where he'll be doing his speech, and not in the DC weather, um, because he knows he can't handle that weather. And I'm sure his doctors probably told him not to do it. Not to do it. In my opinion, it's not even safe for people to be standing in that kind of weather. And you just told them they can't even sit down or have any ice. They can't have none of that stuff. I don't even think that would be healthy for them. Yeah, I mean, what they might do, which I think they will, when he gives his speech in South Dakota, there'll probably be a big screen in DC for everybody to see his speech on. Yeah, you see how the Most High messed up their 250-year celebration by just turning up the weather on them. He already messed up the entire celebration, but that was the goal of the hot weather. He messed it up, y'all. He messed up, he messed up their 250-year anniversary. Mm-hmm. And plus, hell, people don't want to burn up all their gas going to DC or flying there and everything. It's too much. Didn't he turn the heat up on their butts? Over there in Europe, they are dropping like flies. I may have to do an update on the European heat wave. Y'all, they are dropping like flies over there. It's no telling how many of them are going to be gone by the end of the summer, but they are dropping. And most Europeans to this very day still don't have air conditioning in their homes. They still don't have it. And they're reaching like 110, 115, and they're going days and days in triple digits. So yeah, so quite naturally they are getting unalive by the sun and the intense heat. Oh, I think it's past 1,000 now. I heard more like 13 to 1,400. So, maybe I'll do an update on that one. If I do, perhaps it'll be for tomorrow. That's on the 250-year anniversary of America. And he got us all burning. Boy, it's hot here already. Man, it must have been like 10 o'clock. It was already 97 degrees at 10 o'clock in the morning, y'all. It is really seriously hot. hmm Yeah, France is getting it the worst. They are. But it's other parts of Europe as well. But France is definitely getting it probably worse than any other European nation. That is very true. We're 104 today, where I am. And I think we hit that temperature about now, 2 o'clock. We're supposed to hit 104 around this time. hmm Look, he used the weather to stunt all the fruit trees in my state. There are no fruit. When I go past, because I know which homes around me got fruit trees. We got fruit trees. And there's nary fruit on any of these trees. And he used the weather. He used swinging weather, like it would be deeply cold one day, and then it would be warm the next day, and it would kept swinging like that to the point where it stunted all of the trees from bearing fruit. So that happened in the spring. And now here we are in the summer, and he's using the intense heat wave. And they can't even really have a real celebration because of the triple number weather. Only the Most High could mess up their beloved holiday. Only he can mess it all up, and he sure did, didn't he? Ooh, I love it. But y'all, this is all curses. It's all curses. We got barrenness, fruit trees, and we got this intense heat wave going on here, going on over in Europe. The curses are in full swing. hmm Yeah. It was funny. I was talking to somebody from Arizona yesterday, and they were shocked when I told them what the temperature was here. He was like, I'm in Arizona. It's 93 today. I said it's hotter. It's hotter on the East Coast than it is in Arizona, which is a lot of desert out there. But it is hotter over here. Go figure. hmm Speaking of famine, I'm trying to put together a live. Donald Trump has declared a national emergency because the US is low on fertilizer. And with excuse me, and without fertilizer, you're going to have a hard time with growing your fruits and vegetables for the next season. So, because of the Strait of Hormuz, where a lot of the fertilizer comes out of, was closed so many times, there's not enough companies in the US that produce enough fertilizer. So they're saying that without enough sufficient fertilizer, we are looking at a food crisis. So we'll be talking about that at 3:45. So y'all, I am going to conclude. Thank you so much for being here, and be on the lookout for my next live. Shalom, family.